When I took the math placement test, I was 7 points above the minimum requirement of 0910. Needless to say, my math capabilities were not strong. When I took my first test in pre-algebra, I did poorly. I was discouraged. I was very hard on myself and discussed my dismay with my instructor, who then recommended math tutoring in the TLC. At first, I was hesitant. I thought to myself, how embarrassing it was for an adult to seek tutoring in the lowest remedial class offered at Tri-C. It was bad enough I tested so low. Then to seek help in it? No, not happening. After battling with the word problem for a couple of days, I said, okay, just walk in, make eye contact with no one, scoot your book in front of a tutor, point out the problem, pretend you understand what they're saying, thank them, and leave. We would spend a maximum of 15 minutes together. So when I went up to the testing and tutoring desk and said I wanted to speak to a math tutor, I was then told that they circulated and an appointment was not necessary. I poked my head in and noticed that a tutor was free. Jackpot. My 15 minutes was just cut down to 12. But I noticed two men sitting behind two desks. I then became suspicious. So I went back to the desk and said in a low whisper, as if I just discovered a conspiracy that rivaled the Watergate. So, what's the deal with those two guys? The lady then told me that those were the tutors who were responsible for one-on-one appointments. As a person who makes Mr. Krabs look like a reckless spendthrift, I unintentionally blurted out, "Is it free?" She then responded, "Of course." Me, who thought free was a term used as a filler word in fairy tales, asked, "Are you sure?" She chuckled and said yes. So I was able to make an appointment for later that day with a tutor named Mike. So of course I had already made a mistake before my appointment began. I knew I had an appointment with Mike, but I did not know who Mike was. My embarrassment would not let me ask anyone in the lab who I was supposed to be meeting with. So I thought I could figure this out on my own. As I was deciphering between the two who looked more Mike-ish, one looked at me and said, "Are you my appointment?" I nervously smiled and said yes. Now at that time, I did not know if I was his appointment or not, but I was going to go with it. If he didn't ask for a name, I was not volunteering it. I was going to ride that ship until it sank. Luckily, when I looked more closely, above his pocket was stitched Mathematical Mike, so I figured I was in the clear. The first thing he asked me with a smile was, what was going on in the world of 0910? Wait a minute. What was that? Are you actually being nice to me? Where's the condescending scowl or the mocking tone? Ha, you're not getting one over on me. It's coming. The snooty remarks and the obvious signs of frustration in 5, 4, 3, 2, it never came. He made our half-an-hour appointment enjoyable. Complicated concepts were now lucid. Textbook exercises, homework problems, were broken down so that you could understand them and see how they related to previous concepts so their significance was clear. By the end of our appointment, my anxiety had disappeared, and for the first time in years, math did not intimidate me anymore, because it finally made sense. This fall, I will begin my calculus sequence. This would have not been feasible for me without the contributions of the wonderful tutors in the math lab. My experience with Mike was not the exception, it was the rule. Whether I sought tutoring for mode convergence in chemistry or on my grammatical oversights in English, I was always treated with respect and dignity. I was not brushed off or deemed an annoyance. They worked with me until my understanding was firm, even if it took a few sessions. I am forever grateful for them for their patience, dedication, and tenacity.